You drag yourself through life, pinching pennies, dreaming of a wealth that always seems just out of reach. You see others amassing fortunes, building empires, and you ask yourself, what's their secret? It's not luck. It's not just brute force hard work. It's a mental state, a level of brain operation that turns every thought, every decision, every action into a money magnet. Call it the God mode of the millionaire mind. An internal switch that, once flipped, doesn't just attract wealth, it commands it. Napoleon Hill didn't just decipher this code in the wealthiest men of his time. He taught how to install it. But take a hard look at yourself, your mind, when it comes to money. A swamp of fear, doubt, and inherited limiting beliefs. You want millions, but your thoughts scream scarcity. You crave financial freedom, but your daily actions build the bars of your own poverty prison. You don't command your financial destiny. You're a victim of your weakest mental programming, a ship adrift on the waves of your own inconsistency. And deep down, you know it. Every unpaid bill, every investment opportunity missed out of fear, every day you settle for less than you deserve, is another nail in the coffin of your ambitions. What if I told you Napoleon Hill left behind a hidden protocol? Not the shallow tips you find on cheap motivational blogs, but a set of mental commands, a brutally effective activation sequence to awaken this financial God mode within you, to transform your mind from a wasteland of poverty into a wealth generation powerhouse. Brace your psyche. Because today, we're not just going to flirt with the idea of wealth. We're going to raid your mind's vault and install the software of millionaire domination. Let's be ruthlessly honest. Your mind, in its current state, is a money repellent. It's been soaked in herd mentality, programmed for the passive acceptance of scarcity, trained to fear risk and idolize the illusory safety of a mediocre paycheck. You consume the poison of comparison on social media, letting envy and inadequacy dictate your self-worth. You repeat the lies you were told about money. Money is the root of all evil. The rich are greedy. I'll never be rich. Until those chains become invisible, yet stronger than steel. You pride yourself on being realistic about your finances. Let me let you in on a secret. Billionaires will never tell you. Your realism is just a coward's disguise for your fear of daring, of demanding more from life, of becoming the person capable of commanding fortunes. You think you need more opportunities. Opportunities are like air. They're everywhere. But you only see them when your mind is tuned to the frequency of abundance, not the panic of lack. What you need is internal command. Absolute mental control over your perception of value, your income-generating ability, your tolerance for calculated risk, and your unwavering faith in your own power to create wealth. Think about the cost of this faulty programming. Every day your mind operates in poverty mode. You're not just failing to make money. You are actively destroying your wealth potential. You're perpetuating a cycle of debt, of financial anxiety, of a life half-lived. You're not just broke financially, you're broke mentally, spiritually. And the bill for this internal bankruptcy, it's a life of regret, of unfulfilled dreams, of a legacy of scarcity passed down to the next generation. True poverty isn't in your bank account, it's in your mindset. And it's that fortress of poverty we're going to demolish today. Napoleon Hill spent over 2 decades dissecting the minds of the men who shaped the world economy. He discovered that wealth wasn't an accident, but a consequence. A consequence of specific thought patterns, of iron mental discipline, of an almost supernatural ability to maintain focus on a financial goal with the intensity of the sun. The God mode of the millionaire mind is the relentless application of these principles. A state where your mind becomes a loyal servant to your vision of wealth, not a saboteur. Hill knew, a mind tuned to wealth doesn't just attract money. It manufactures it from thin air. It multiplies it. It commands it. Phase 1 of the activation protocol. Sterilization of the mental soil. The scarcity fast. Before you plant the seeds of wealth, you must rip out the weeds of poverty infesting your mind. You can't expect millionaire thoughts to flourish in soil poisoned by negativity and doubt. What does this mean in practice? A fast. A radical fast from any and all influences that reinforce a scarcity mindset. Turn off the news that only spews crisis and fear. Silence the friends and family who only complain about lack of money. and ridicule your dreams of greatness. Abandon the social media feeds that make you feel small and envious. For a set period, a week, a month, however long it takes, you will refuse to consume any content, any conversation, any thought that isn't aligned with the abundance and prosperity you seek. This isn't a spiritual retreat. It's an aggressive mental detox. You're creating a vacuum, a clean space for the new programming to be installed without contamination. You are declaring war on the normality of poverty. Phase 2. Calibration of the financial instrument. The abundance breath. Your breath is the anchor of your perceived reality. If you breathe shallowly, anxiously, your mind mirrors that chaos and translates it into financial panic. We need to recalibrate, not for passive relaxation, but for a state of calm, centered power. The signature of one who commands resources, not one who begs for them. Adopt deep, diaphragmatic breathing, but with a clear wealth intention. Imagine each inhale drawing into you not just oxygen, but the energy of prosperity, million-dollar ideas, golden opportunities. Inhale deeply through your nose, expanding your abdomen. I inhale the energy of unlimited wealth. Hold for a moment, feeling that energy accumulate. I am a magnet for money and opportunity. Exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing all tension and doubt. I exhale all fear, all scarcity, all limiting beliefs about money. Repeat this cycle. Feel the shift in your internal vibration. Feel your mind quieting, not in passivity, but in readiness. Each cycle is a cleanse, an affirmation, an attunement to the frequency of wealth. You are teaching your nervous system the language of abundance. Phase 3. Detonation of the Millionaire God Mode. The Fortune Decree. With the mental ground cleared and the instrument calibrated, it's time for ignition. You need a fortune decree, a core power statement, concise, charged with the energy of absolute certainty, not a humble request to the universe, a command to your subconscious reality, the architect of your financial life. Consider something like, I am a wealth master. Money flows to me in avalanches. My mind is $1 million magnet. Or, prosperity is my birthright. I create massive value. I command my financial empire. Or even, I think, feel, and act as a millionaire. Wealth, God mode, is activated now. Choose or create yours, but it must vibrate with the authority of one who already possesses what they declare. And how do you use it? You declare it, aloud, with the conviction of a general before the decisive battle. With the posture of one already seated on the throne of their financial empire, shoulders back, chin up, eyes fixed on the horizon of your prosperity. Don't mumble like a resigned loser. Declare like a reality creator, molding the ether with the force of your word. And as you declare, you visualize. See yourself not just rich, but operating as rich. See the transactions hitting your account. See yourself making bold, intelligent investment decisions. Feel the weight of success, the freedom of financial independence, the peace of mind of no longer worrying about bills, but about expanding your legacy. Feel the texture of money, the scent of new opportunities, the sound of doors opening. Make it so real in your mental theater that your body believes it's already happened. Because to your subconscious mind, the difference between the vividly imagined and the actually experienced is almost nil. This is the moment of mental alchemy, where belief becomes matter. Phase 4. Fortification of the millionaire mindset. The anti-poverty shield. Wealth God mode is activated. The powerhouse is generating. Now, for the relentless defense against the attacks of the scarcity mindset, both internal and external. First, forge your prosperity anchor. A word, a symbol, a discreet gesture that, at the first sign of financial doubt, fear of investing, or temptation to revert to old scarcity habits, instantly reconnects you to this state of power and abundance. It could be rubbing your thumb and forefinger together while mentally commanding wealth now. It could be a mental image of your 7-figure bank account, something that acts as an electric shock to your mind, an immediate return to millionaire command. Second, install an automatic response system to financial negativity. When a limiting thought arises, that's too expensive, I can't afford it, it's too risky, your mental defense system must counterattack immediately. I create the necessary resources. How can I make this happen? Risk is the price of greatness. No debate, no concessions. Instant annihilation of the poverty thought and replacement with the wealth command. You think this is just positive thinking in aggressive clothing? You're dead wrong. This is precision mental engineering. When you direct your mind with this ferocity and consistency, you are reconfiguring your reticular activating system to scan the world for wealth opportunities, to filter out the noise of scarcity, to identify the pathways that lead to money. You literally begin to see and attract what was previously invisible to your poverty-limited consciousness. Your financial reality is nothing more than a reflection of your dominant focus. Command the focus. Command the fortune. But let's dig deeper into the very bedrock of your financial failures. Because it's not just your habits you're fighting. It's the echoes of generations. The shadow programming. The inherited curses whispered about money by your parents, your grandparents. The culture that raised you to believe wealth was for them, not for you. You think those casual remarks like, money doesn't grow on trees, or we're just simple folk, not meant for riches, didn't leave a scar. They are deeply embedded code, running silently in the background, sabotaging your every attempt at financial ascent. You might even find a perverse comfort in complaining about money, a sick camaraderie in shared victimhood. That's the shadow programming keeping you safe in the familiar misery of mediocrity. It's time for an exorcism. The ritual of inherited lie. Purge. Tonight, before you sleep, take a pen and paper. In absolute solitude, write down every negative belief, every dismissive phrase, every curse about money and rich people you've ever heard, ever absorbed. From your family, your teachers, your so-called friends. Don't censor. Let the poison flow onto the page. Then you take that list and you read it aloud, one last time, acknowledging its power over your past. And then, you destroy it. Burn it safely. Rip it to shreds. Flush it down the toilet. As you do, you declare, these lies no longer have dominion over me. My financial destiny is my creation. I break these ancestral chains now. This isn't mere symbolism. This is psychological warfare against the ghosts that haunt your bank account. You are severing the chains of inherited poverty, clearing the path for your millionaire God mode to operate without the drag of the past. Now that you've begun to purge the old, let's talk about the language you use to build the new. Your words are not just sounds, they are incantations. They are commands to your subconscious and declarations to the universe. The average person speaks the language of poverty without even realizing it. I can't afford it. That's a poverty curse. That's too expensive. Another nail in your financial coffin. I wish I had more money. The mantra of the perpetual beggar. These aren't harmless phrases. They are affirmations of lack. They program your mind for failure. They repel wealth. The millionaire mind in God mode speaks a different dialect. A lexicon of command, of possibility, of self-determined value. Instead of, I can't afford it, the command is, how can I create the resources for this? Or, what value must I provide to acquire this? Instead of, that's too expensive, the analysis is this an investment that aligns with my expansion, and what is the ROI? Instead of, I wish I had more money, the declaration is, I am expanding my capacity to receive and generate wealth daily. The ritual of lexicon alchemy. For the next 7 days, carry a small notebook. Every time you catch yourself thinking or uttering a poverty phrase, you stop. You write it down. And beside it, you immediately write its millionaire command equivalent. Then, you speak the new command aloud, 3 times, with conviction. I can't go on that trip. It's too much. No. I will strategize the acquisition of funds for that experience, as it aligns with my growth. I'll never get out of debt. No. I am systematically dismantling all financial obligations and building a foundation of pure asset accumulation. This isn't about being delusional. It's about re-engineering your default verbal responses to trigger solution-oriented thinking, to broadcast power instead of powerlessness. You are literally re-scripting the operating system of your financial communication. Your words will become magnets, not repellents. Your internal dialogue will become a think tank for wealth creation, not a pity party for your perceived limitations. This is how you make your very breath an engine of prosperity. Let's face the beast head on. The poverty identity you wear like a second skin. The you. That's comfortable complaining. That finds validation in shared hardship. That secretly fears success because it would demand a version of you that doesn't yet exist. That scarcity identity of yours is the greatest enemy of your prosperity. It whispers doubts, plants fears, sabotages your best financial intentions. It hates the millionaire God mode because it exposes it as the fraud it is. But understand this. Every time you activate the God Mode Protocol with a focus on wealth, every time you purge an inherited lie, every time you alchemize your language, you're not just having a good financial day, you are dealing a death blow to that loser identity of yours. Every debt you clear with a plan generated in this state, every new income stream you create, every smart investment you make is one less brick in the prison of your mental poverty and one more in the foundation of your empire. You are rewriting your financial history not with ink, but with commanded action and unshakable belief. And what emerges from this daily, relentless, obsessive practice? Metamorphosis. The neural pathways of the abundance mindset become the superhighways of your brain. The millionaire God mode ceases to be a ritual and becomes your natural state of being. You'll no longer be trying to be rich. You will become the embodiment of wealth, of opportunity, of solutions. Scarcity will become as alien a concept to you as water is to fire. This is the promise of your mind when freed from the chains of poverty programming and armed with the protocol of domination. So, here is your ultimatum, your battle order for the conquest of your financial freedom. For the next 30 days, one full lunar month to seal the new programming. Without a single failure, you will dedicate the first hour of your day, before the world and its mediocre demands contaminate you, to the complete activation of the Millionaire Mind God Mode Protocol. From the mental scarcity fast, through the purge of inherited lies and the lexicon alchemy, to the fortification of the Millionaire Mindset, 1 hour to reforge your financial destiny. And don't come at me with your lame excuses. I want your victory bulletins, right here in the comments. Each day you will report, day, shove 30, Millionaire Mind activated, wealth certainty level, 1 to 10. Poverty, phrase eliminated. State the phrase. Wealth action executed today. Describe a specific action, however small, you took towards your financial goal. Use the hashtag Millionaire Mind Protocol or God Mode Wealth. Let the world witness your transformation. Let your own pledged words shame you if you dare to falter. Public accountability is the whip that keeps the weak in line and the fuel that accelerates the strong. A stark warning, your old poverty programming, those deeply ingrained shadow beliefs, will fight like a cornered animal. It will tempt you with laziness. It will seduce you with the comfort of familiarity. It will bombard you with the fear of failure, and, even more insidiously, with the fear of success and the change it will bring. Resist, crush, ignore. It is precisely in this friction zone that the diamond of your new millionaire identity is forged. Comfort is the coffin of financial dreams. Embrace the pain of growth. It is the only path to the top. Now, the moment of your irrevocable decision. If the nausea of your current financial situation suffocates you, if the vision of a life of abundance, freedom and impact burns in your soul like a sacred fire, if you are ready to stop being an effect and become the cause of your wealth, then seal your commitment. Declare in the comments, with the force of 1,000 armies, poverty dies in me today. I am a wealth commander. My millionaire God mode is activated and unstoppable. Click subscribe and prepare yourself. This isn't a channel for passive viewers. It's a war academy for your financial ascent. Every week, a new protocol, a new mental domination strategy to build your empire. And if this protocol detonated a bomb of ambition and power within you, don't be selfish. Share this video. There are millions out there, drowning in debt and hopelessness, needing to hear this message, needing this call to awaken the financial giant sleeping within them. Be the catalyst. Remember this, and let it burn into your soul. The financial universe doesn't reward beggars. It bows to those who command value, who demand results. who operate with a mind forged in the fire of discipline and absolute belief. Your old poverty mindset, and the shadow programming that fed it, is a rusted anchor. It's time to cut it loose and hoist the sails of your fortune. Welcome to the table of creators. Welcome to the Millionaire Protocol.